Mesozoic, Duck for the young boy.
Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah.
Big Talk, episode
back.
14. We in here.
We're flying through these
Another
episodes,
one.
man. We gotta take it easy. We gotta slow it down. We're going too
Facts.
fast.
I low key, I want to guess. I want to guess pretty soon. Might have a reoccurring guest soon.
Yeah.
I
down
also
for that.
I have a couple ideas of who we should get on here, but for now, it's your boys Indigo,
Louis, Achilles.
and we here for another episode of Big Talk. We lit. We in Inwood Park right now, enjoying the vibes right in front of a field that I used to play in as a kid. So it's nice to be back here. We rode our bikes up today,
Yeah,
flowing.
so we a little bit sweaty and stuff, and
Yo,
the mosquitoes are definitely. I think they more attracted to you when you're like your skin is like sweaty and sticky.
it's a possibility. Yo, I was sweating like a pig. Like it's hot. It's a heat wave right now in New York. So
Yeah.
obviously we're here under the shade.
And we
As
came right out
usual.
at noon, peak sun.
Yo, I look like a greased pig on the way up, yo. But it was a good ride nonetheless. We did it pretty fast too. Like I thought I was gonna be slower, even though there was a part that I slowed down. But I had the bag with the camera and the tripod. I was
Yeah.
like, I still wanted to go at a good speed, but I felt like I was gonna die when after we went up the hill. But it was a weird feeling because after that hill on 181st when you're going up, on that part. I felt like I was dying from the inside out. Like I started feeling like in my stomach, like it started hurting a little bit, and I'm like so I just had to power through it. That's why I was going slow. He was zooming.
I was just breathing man hard there. I had to get my breath. And I was looking at my heart rate, like, cause I was jogging the ride. And I was looking at my heart rate. My heart rate still said that it was like the same as before. I'm like, there's no way. Like I'm almost out of breath. How is my heart rate still low? But then it caught up. It caught up to that. It went up like 30 BPMs after that.
That's
Went
crazy.
pretty high after that hill, but it was good, yeah. Then we had to like stop for a little bit, get some rest.
Yeah.
But besides that, what you been up to besides riding bicycles and in the summer, New York City
What I've
summer
been-
and all that?
What I've been up to, man. I feel like I've really like every episode I feel better. So for
Episode
example,
wise or your life?
no,
wise?
life wise, but also episode wise too. I
Yeah.
feel like we always flow with this. But in terms of like where I'm at, I was talking to a friend this past week. I was telling them like, yo, like, okay, now I feel like I got back to the point where I was before leaving to Portugal
Yeah.
and surpassing that. Like I feel like that my energy has really picked up.
Nice.
I'm really flowing with my ideas, following my intuition. So right now everything is awesome. But it's so interesting because it almost feels like almost like a yin yang thing going on right now where I'm feeling great, but it also feels like the world is fucking also like falling to shit. And it sucks to say that because I don't want to manifest that. You know what I mean? But like there's so many things going on around the world that is almost like shit. Like and it's sometimes you may even get dragged or you feel like you're getting dragged into it because like at a certain point all of this stuff that's going on starts to affect you.
Yeah, of course.
So like you get to a point where like you don't want that shit to even get near you, but it's getting nearer and nearer. So you're trying your best to like balance your own life while figuring out what you could do to take care of yourself and take care of the people around you. So like although things are going amazing for me right now, like it is a constant it's constant work. You know what I mean?
It's like a tug. It's like
But I feel great. I feel great. How about you? How you feeling? What you
I
been
feel
up
the
to?
same way. Yeah, I've been feeling the same way, just how you described it. Like, like at home, I've been, really productive this week. I've been getting a lot of stuff done. Been just flowing with it. I don't even think about it anymore. Like, it's not. I feel like I've been getting much better at like not even thinking about the tasks that I have to do, but instead of just like actually sitting down and doing, which is like that's what you want to do, like just flow through it and stuff.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that really good, but
That's
at the same time, how you were saying, like, yo, it's so like there's so many things going on around the world right now that it's like it's difficult for you to just either put your phone down and just focus on doing something, because it's like once you pick up your phone from morning to night, it's like you constantly getting bombarded with things that are going around and shit with like the social media and all of that. And I think part of the productivity I've been getting better at this week is just just putting my phone down, because like once you put your phone down, you can actually disconnect and you just actually remember and realize that like although there's a lot of things going on, you can still disconnect from like that, and it's essential to do that. whether it might sound selfish or not, I don't think it's selfish. 'Cause at the end of the day, you got to take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else around you.
But it's also the time, like that time that you do that is also the time that you take to create what it is that you want.
Yeah, of course.
Which I feel like is gonna end up being a big topic that we talk about today, because I mentioned to you before starting this big talk like a few days ago how I want to speak on, even if it's not directly, but I want to speak on certain things that are going on in the world, and like, and I was talking to a friend this past week, and I the week before I told her like, yo, I'm really trying to figure out what it is that I can do to help better myself and help better others in the situation that the world is going through today. And she ended up giving me an idea this past week where it's like, instead of talking directly about all this I'm gonna say bullshit that's going on.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like, and it may not be bullshit. It's It's just like I feel like what comes from it is a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to think that like, you don't believe in this and you don't believe that. Nah, it's not that. It's just that I see what goes on around it, and that's where I feel like there's a lot of things being taken advantage of and things like that. So, in response to that, she told me like, yo, like maybe on your podcast, maybe speak about what it is that you want to see coming from all this, like the positive things, and start creating that, and whoever watches it will also be like, it'll give them that thing where it's like, okay,
what do I wanna? Yeah.
Instead of dwelling on what is like happening right now, and what's happened in the past, focus on what it is that we want to create, and that's something that we do all the time. But sometimes, like with something so big that's going on, like what's going on right now, it's almost like you almost feel like you're powerless. So to think about it is almost like it drags you in. Like, you know what I mean?
That's interesting, because like I've been saying that to myself too. Like I feel like that's how I've been able to get some more work done this week. And it's like just reminding myself, like, when I was like, whenever I had good moments of flow, when I was just like going through things, getting things done, and I was good and I was happy, what was I doing? I was keeping away from the bullshit. Like I was always good at that. And like you said, like now it's just a little bit more difficult with everything, because it's in so many aspects. It's in so many aspects of life that is happening, and at the same time, it's like it's difficult to not kind of like like you said, get tucked into it, like get pulled into it.
I feel like this thought just popped up in my head, so I'm just flowing with my feelings and what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
I almost feel like it's like right now it's like a last ditch effort to like have people. I'm trying to frame this in the most smooth way that won't get anybody mad or anything like that, or get anybody thinking like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Almost like a last ditch effort to control the way that people feel, the way that people see the world, and all that, and keep people from actually creating the world that they want to see. I almost feel like it's like it's all right. So the yin and the yang, the light and the dark. The light, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing with the podcast. That's what we're doing with the music. That's we're spreading, we're creating, and doing what it is that we want to see in the world.
Tapping in.
Now, the stronger we get with this opposition, the dark side, whatever you call it, which is necessary for everything. You know what I mean? Which we were talking about last episode. I feel like it's almost like a last-ditch effort for it to catch up, but in essence, it ends up pushing us to become even more of the creators that we are. But it's trying to keep us down. They're trying to see like, oh, you're gaining all of this awareness and all this, connection to who you are. Let's see if I could distract you so much that you succumb to what it is that, whatever control or whatever I want you to be, instead of you creating what it is. So I feel like, in essence, like it's supposed to be happening. Like none of this is a mistake. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like we spoke about last episode, everything needs to happen. Like we need the dark, we need the light, and essentially, no matter how bad it makes us feel, what's going on, we know how good it is to even be here and to be able to create our reality. Yeah. So we have to really focus in on that.
That's that's a very interesting topic. I feel like, and what that kind of like that feeling that I get from everything that's going around is like, what can you do? Like, what can, of course you got to be vocal about your opinions, because that's the problem right now. It's like anybody has an opinion, and it's like it's an issue. Like, we gotta stop with that shit. We
Yes.
gotta understand, like, it's okay for people to have different opinions. There's nothing
Yes.
wrong with that. Like, I don't know where we learned that it's wrong for somebody to have their own opinion.
Yes,
like,
bro.
I really don't understand that. Because it's like a lot of it, like, this spectrum.
beautiful.
Yeah, and there's a spectrum of everything that's going on. And it's like some people are further on this side, some people are further on this side. There's people in the middle, there's people like all over the spectrum. But it's like, just for you to say that, like, it's not okay for somebody to have an opinion, that's stupid. Like, you know, even opinions that are like against my opinions, like, it's okay, but I still gotta hear them because that's the only way we could actually work
Exactly.
together. And that's the
Or
issue.
even
like,
get ideas from somebody else.
Yeah, and that's the issue that was going on. Like how you were saying, it's like now it's like you can't even like express your opinion. You can't discuss something because it's like, no, like, you know, it gotta be this way. And it's like, that's the bad part. That's what has us clashing with each other. And
That's oppression in a way. And it comes to the point where it's not even from the outside. We begin to suppress ourselves because we don't want a certain type of backlash or anything like that. And that essentially from whatever media or whatever it is making us feel like we have to do that, that's part of the suppression. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, that's
people become afraid because afraid to just express themselves. And this ain't like freedom. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's not freedom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah. That's why I don't understand. Like, how is that?
Freedom starts from within. So essentially, whoever is on top, they could only really make you feel like you can't express yourself, or make you feel like this and that, or even I don't even know. I feel like this conversation is getting kind of nuanced, but and a little bit even tough to say without getting without getting super in depth, but yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean,
What a
I think
time.
it just goes back to that. It's just like we're not really listening to each other. Like not even that. Maybe it's just that a lot of us have voices now with the internet and social media. Like a lot of people, especially after C or whatever, we have to blur that out. We don't even want to, you know how that shit is now.
Yeah.
But like, especially with everything that was going on last year, like people realized that it's like, wait, like, I don't got much going on. Let me just start. Maybe they started a YouTube channel. Maybe they started, you know, getting more vocal on IG, and that's great. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, it's understanding. Like, let's just listen to each other. It's okay. Like, you know, we don't gotta push a certain whatever it is on somebody, a certain narrative on somebody.
One of the things that before shooting this episode a couple of days ago, we were having a conversation about possibly speaking on certain subjects, like we're talking about right now, speaking on what's going on right now. One of the things that kind of popped in my head while I was talking to you was like, yo, if there was ever a time to speak how we feel, is right now.
Yeah.
And speak about how we feel about things, what we think about what's going on. It's right now, just because right now things are so up in the air that it can go any way. You see sometimes when you post stuff on certain social medias, something might pop up on the bottom saying like fact check and saying like just basically like or like resources for this and resources for that.
Yeah.
It's coming to the point where like no matter what kind of picture, no matter what kind of post it is, it always goes back to this certain thing and it spreads the information from only one source. It's not necessarily it's not necessarily giving a broader view for people to really make their own conclusion of what's going on. It's really everything right now seems to be one-sided, and anybody who is on the opposite end or just like maybe just in the middle, maybe even closer to this side, but wondering what's going on over here.
Exactly.
It's everything else on the other side is almost being like, nah, that's not true. Nah, that's not true. And that comes to a point where it's almost
it's forceful.
It's forceful. And the word that I'm gonna use, I hope this doesn't flag this YouTube video, but it's almost propaganda because
of course.
Like you're only showing this one point of view instead of being bipartisan or just letting people express, even whether right or wrong, whether in the middle or whatever it may be. This is a time for people to start realizing that they should begin to start thinking for themselves and following their intuition, following how they feel, and not feeling pressure from those around them and those that they see in the media or anything to conform to their idea. Right now is the time for us to all be unique, to all be ourselves, and not be afraid of that, because essentially that's the only thing we have. If we have anything, the only thing we have is ourselves and our true identities. So why give that up to just become part of a herd? Or whatever it may be.
That's
No,
true.
like.
Nah, I like that. Yeah, I like that because it's like in times like that of difficulties, like what can you do? You know, you always got to look within. It's always, the answer is always within, and it's like it starts with you. And if you're not even like, you're not even coming to these conclusions based on your own thinking, like you just, and I understand that's fine, because it's like, that's why like I feel like it's so important to like allow people to express their opinions, because there's times that like I'm not the same person I was last year, or 2 years, 5 years ago. Like your views change over time, and that's because like people, they express their opinions and you learn about things.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's like, that's great. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like that's what we should have and stuff. And if you feel like this should go this way as opposed to like the way that I think it should go, I want to hear why you think that way. So I could come up with a conclusion myself. We would come up with a conclusion together, but I also like, I might go home later and think about what you said, or do some more research about what you said and all that.
And that make you and the other person come to an even better conclusion, where it's including both of these ideas or whatever it may be. You get what I'm saying?
That, and it's like, it's also, it's not forceful. So it's like, I feel like it comes from good intention from human to human. Like for me, like, well, I understand you feel this way. I feel this way about this. Like, this is how I feel. This is how you feel. Oh, okay. Now I see why you feel like that. Now I see why you feel this way. It's always been like that, throughout life. But it's like, now it's like, I feel like we getting, I don't know if detached is the word, or it's just, I think detached. Yeah, we've been separated from like ourselves and our feelings, and just realizing what's really important, Like, absolutely. Are we making these decisions? Like, are we trusting our gut instinct to like make these decisions? Like, a lot of people talk about that, like how important that is, your gut.
I also feel like the beautiful thing is like how you said right now, like it feels like right now we're being separated, and I feel like that's a moment-to-moment thing, because I feel like at any moment we can make the decision to actually unite and come together. For example, I don't know if you want to put this business out there. You could tell me later if not. But like this past Monday, we went somewhere that a lot of people got together who were of similar mind. Some people had their let's say their swagcination. That's what I called it on Instagram. So I won't get like flagged or nothing. Some people have their swagcination, some people don't. But these people were people that believe that you can that freedom. They believe in freedom. They believe that you can make your own choice on what it is that you put in your body. You know what I mean? And that's so simple, and that's something that I feel like not everybody has gotten a grasp of, no matter which side. But I know there are plenty of people who have their swagcination, and the people that don't, and they both believe that you should have the choice instead of feeling like your livelihood is being put at risk, or feeling like you can't do everything that it is that you want to do due to this situation. I just feel like what needs to be pushed, and this is something that we've spoken about plenty of times, but what needs to be pushed right now is actually how to keep yourself healthy. Like, we got masks, we got this and that, which are all things that are supposed to, in some people's views, keep you safe. But let's also start the conversation where it's like, yo, you should start riding your bike, you should start exercising, you should start taking these vitamins, you should start eating a little bit more healthy. That way your body could actually process whatever it is going. We've had diseases since the beginning of time. We're gonna have diseases till the end of time. Like, this is not something that is new. You know what I mean? The fact that there is a new disease going around. Now let's actually educate people about how to keep themselves healthy. And I feel like that's not necessarily a thing that's been going around. Instead, it's like, let's promote separation. Literally, let's promote staying X amount of feet away from people. Let's promote
like to the max.
Not speaking to people, because if you stop to speak to somebody, then you enhance this probability of getting a disease and things like that. That also that fucks with your system. Like that it almost becomes, you start fearing a little bit speaking to somebody, because these scientists on TV or these people on TV are telling you, yo, don't do this, and then you're like, fuck, like what if I do that? Like I'm at risk of like getting my mom sick, getting my grandma sick, and those are very legitimate reasons to not do it, and not want to like get people. Nobody want to get nobody sick. We're all fucking human. We all feel like keeping each other safe and all that.
We know what it's like being sick. It's not fun at all, bro.
Exactly. I kind of forgot where I was getting to with that point, but essentially, let's start promoting health instead of promoting separation and actually getting people to start realizing, a little bit more than what it is that's being given to them, or what they're like. Let's push. Let's do a little extra than just like following the word of somebody else, or following this one news source, or following what your mom says, or one person in your family that's like pressuring you to conform to what they're doing, because essentially we have to make all the choices for our life. For example, I'll bring this back. I think I brought this. I feel like I'm talking mad OD, but I want to bring this up, and I feel like I brought it up in another big talk. If not, I just brought it up in the conversation between you and I. I want to share it with the viewer. There was a point where I had to buy a new a detergent for my house so I could clean my clothes. And I was like, all right, let me go buy one. I'm searching which ones I could buy. There's so many different kinds. And I seen that there's specific kinds that have a chemical that could mess with your hormones, and they could give you rashes and stuff like that. And that was the one that I used all the time because my mom used to use it. Her mom before that used to use it, whatever it may be. So I was going off of just like what's been passed down to me, which is completely fine because I've been passed down amazing things from my family. I've also been passed down things that I had to filter out. This is one of those things. Whereas like, you know what, let me make a new decision. Let me buy this different one that has no fragrance, has none of this chemical, none of that is actually gonna clean my clothes and may not cause any harmful things to my hormones or give me rashes or anything like that. Keep myself a little healthier in that sense, whereas I'm making my own decision. So I feel like also, if you're out there and you want to start making new decisions, don't be afraid just because it's something different than you've been doing or not what you're used to. Try something new. If it doesn't work, you could always go back to what you've been doing.
Of course, That's at the end of the day, that's how you become more unique, especially as a young adult. Anybody in the 20s, early 30s or whatever, definitely try something new, man. Don't. I mean, in general, just throughout life, you can't stay doing the same, bro. You have to change. Like you have to, strive for the best version of yourself.
Absolutely.
I feel like I had something to say along the lines of what you were saying earlier. Can we backtrack on what were you saying before?
We're talking about health, making our own choices with like things being passed down to us, and we only following, instead of making our own assumption, following what has been done in the past and things like that.
What you were saying earlier about like how there's more ways that we could start taking care of ourselves, and the distancing in itself is something that as humans we need that. Like I don't care what nobody says, like we need that interaction with each other. Like the fact that we're like this is different than us having a phone call, like conversation. You get what I'm saying? Like it's important for us to like actually interact as humans.
There's a certain type of energy that's
of course, and it's like, so we're already lacking that with everything that's going on. Like you said, like the speaking to each other, we're lacking that. When was the last time you met up with like a group of friends and stuff, like all friends from high school and all that, all coworkers? It's difficult. You don't do that too often now with everything that's going on, and it's understandable. But to that, like you were saying, it's also understandable that we're being bombarded with a bunch of stuff, and a lot of that is it goes into stress, into the body, puts the body at stress. A bunch of people, everybody has stress right now. Like I don't know anybody that doesn't have stress right now. I don't know, there's a lot going on, but what I'm trying to get at is that stress in itself is, your body's already producing a certain type of hormones, which is not letting your body either heal properly. Your immune is not as high as it's supposed to. And also, it's just not good for your body. Like, you're getting stiff muscles. Your blood is not circulating the way that it is. Your heart rate is amped up. A lot of stuff that's going on. So it's like you said, like, I know we're being careful with everything that's going on, and we got to take care of this and do this so we could, But at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with you trying to like improve your immune, naturally. Because at the end of the day, you have to deal with everything that's going on, not just like diseases that are going on, but the stress that's going on along with that, and like the human communication that we're lacking and all those things. So yeah, man. One thing that I do every morning, I boil some water, hot water, and then I squeeze a lemon, like half a lemon on it, and sometimes I add some ginger to it. And I usually start my mornings with that, and I just feel like that helps me flush any toxins and stuff like that. I notice even my ears, like after I do that, they kind of like flush, kind of like liquid, and it feels good. Like you feel refreshed, especially after like waking up in the morning.
Yeah, that's fire. Yeah. That's super dope. I feel like one of the things that I do to keep me healthy is juicing. Juicing that's really helpful, which I should probably do today.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna say? Also
grounding.
also, but at home, I feel like I don't eat until later on, and that's through just like my appetite just not being there because of all the nutrients that I'm getting through juicing. Like, I haven't ate today. I'm looking forward to eating, but like I haven't ate today, and I feel good. I have energy, and I feel like my body's also, like we were talking about on another episode, like my body's rewarding me with realizing how my body functions the best and how it works the best. I'm starting to heal faster when it comes to bike rides, when it comes to playing basketball, whatever it is that I do. Like the next day, I may be sore for, not even sore. It may just be like I need to stretch for a little bit, but I can go on again. Like I could do the same as before. I would have to literally rest the whole day because I was cooked. So like I could tell that my body is also regenerating faster and really functioning. I was watching a show yesterday, and it's about the human body and certain parts of it, and it was basically talking about how the body works and the blood flowing, and how if you don't use it, you lose it. Certain functions of your body just like start just falling off when you're not exercising it the way that it should be.
That's what I've been noticing. Well, like all the massages that I do, to myself on my legs, using the tennis ball, using a softball. What I notice is that like a lot of muscles are really tight and they feel numb. If you press down on them, they feel numb and they kind of hurt. You gotta press down on it, massage it, and then you'll notice like your blood will start like it doesn't hurt after a while because I feel like the blood starts going through the muscle and actually flowing. And I forgot who said that. I think it was in Joe Rogan I saw this, but he was talking to somebody. I think it was David Goggins actually that interview. And they were talking about that, like stretching, how important it is for the muscles. It's like imagine injecting blood into a frozen steak. It's not gonna work, right? Think about your body like that. These muscles that are like stiff that you haven't stretched in a while. You think they're getting a good amount of oxygen through the muscle? Probably not. But once you start massaging it, you start seeing that like everything is soft. Like it's not supposed to hurt. If it's hurting, it's because you have a lot of tension there, and it's just it goes with everything. Imagine your organs getting like that too. It's important, man. You gotta.
Yo, has this ever happened to you? This happens to me often. A lot of times, like, I'll ask my girl for a massage. She'll hit these spots that I needed to get hit. At the end of the massage, it's almost like I'm so tired. I'm stuffy. I'm releasing a lot of mucus.
Yeah.
My eyes are, I'm yawning constantly, and my eyes are like watery. And I started noticing like this happens every time. It's not like it just happened one time, like it's a one-time phenomenon or whatever. This happens every time. And I feel like that, for me, that's like almost like the release of all these emotions, all these tensions, whether it be through physical things or whether it just be through things that happen throughout the day. So yeah, basically that, how it affects my body. I got so tired. I get so tired after it. I'm like teary. I'm like ready to go to bed. But the way that I combat that and that I feel so much better afterwards, where almost like I feel like I'm up, like I went to sleep and I'm up again and I'm ready to go for the rest of the day, no matter what time it is. Then I start breathing. I do the Wim Hof method that I had sent you. After that, because I'm stuffy, I could barely breathe after that. Literally, like it's almost like all the mucus. It's almost like all the mucus like comes and like blocks and is ready to come out.
Yeah, you have to start spitting it out.
I do the breathing. And that breathing, I feel brand new afterwards. It's almost like I release everything that I didn't need, and then I take in this new energy, this new oxygen to my blood, to everything, and then I feel brand new after that. So
I should try that.
But that happens to you, right?
No, of course,
you get
that's your body.
up?
That's Whenever I have like when I do it to myself, or like if I use the ball on the foot, see how like you step on it. That if I do a lot of that and I move a lot of muscles, I work a lot of muscles at night, I get stuffy. Like I have to be careful not to do too much because that happens. Yeah, and it's like then
try the Wim Hof afterwards.
The way that I try to get rid of that is that I brush my teeth after that, and then you have to brush your tongue pretty well, and then a lot of that mucus will come out. Yeah, a lot of mucus will come out, and also when when you brush your tongue, you're opening, I think that's why your body's yawning, because it's opening this, and it opens like the pressure between your ear, and then that's when you're able to blow your sinus and everything out.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I've been noticing at least. I feel like when that happens, that means I have to get the mucus out. But I haven't tried the Wim Hof, what's his name?
Wim Hof. You should definitely try it out. You should definitely.
I haven't tried it out after. I've tried it before,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
haven't tried it after, getting a massage.
I feel like it's very helpful.
Or in the morning. I haven't done that in a while. Before, I used to do it in the morning. I gotta get back to taking cold showers too. I was doing that
Yeah,
just religiously.
I've been doing that. But since I've been doing a lot of physical activities, usually what I do is I'll put it really, really hot in the beginning and get the spots that hurt the most real quick, and then I'll after that, then I'll take the shower with cold water.
Nice.
I wanted to ask you this because it was one of the things that I mentioned earlier. I wanted to ask you specifically. I mean, and if you don't have an answer, it's fine, or if it takes you a second to answer it. But I wanted to ask you, coming out of all this, let's envision the end of this thing that's going on right now. This Pandeasly, this this wild stuff that's going on right now. Let's picture the end of it. What positive, life affirming, people affirming, love affirming thing do you want to see out of this, and what do you want to manifest out of this? What do you want people to manifest out of this?
That's interesting. I feel like whenever I think of what will be the ideal self kind of image of everything that's going on, how I would like it to see, and I think a lot of people would resonate with this, is I just want shit to go back to normal, bro. I just want to see kids in this playground, playing baseball, doing what kids are supposed to do, parents with their kids in the park. I just want to see all of that, back to how shit was in 2010, 2012. You get what I'm saying? And I know there was things still going on behind the scenes, wherever. There's always been issues and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to see that, and it's how can we get there? I feel like the only way we could do that is working together. There's no other way than working together. That's the only way. We gotta come to a lot of conclusions on things that are going on, on a lot of the issues that we spoken on other podcasts, like I said, on the right of repair, automotive industry, self-employment. I know that it might sound different from the stuff that we're talking about, but I feel like this is why I'm saying there's a lot of conclusions that there needs to be made. There's so many fields and different fields that all of this is happening right now. That it's more, that tug of war is they want to pull more and more from bigger corporations and everything that's going on. It's basically less of a choice for us, the individual. That's what's happening right now, all over the place. And I feel like the only way that we could come to conclusions on those things is working together, understanding that people, not people in general, but so everybody's in a tough situation right now. And it's we got to remember how things were before the situation. And we got to remember that at the end of the day, we just here right now. We're just experiencing our lives, but it's there's more generations that come later on. And it's that should be the main focus at the end of the day. It's not just let's try to make it work until I'm good until I'm older and I don't care about this and whatever. No, we really got to start working together, because at the end of the day, this is for our generation, the future generations. This is what we're trying to preserve. Whether it may be freedom, whether it might be health, whether it might be just mental health, sanity, everything, we just got to work together to preserve that for the future generations.
I like that. I like what you said about just people coming together and working together for better.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be part of my answer as well. I want to see more people come together. I want to see more leaders come out of this that actually want to improve the way of life for everybody.
Yeah.
People who are also very conscious of where we live on this planet, on this earth, and actually want to conserve it and not want to hurt it, because I feel like this earth does nothing but great things for us.
But live.
It allows us to be on it. It's so sweet that it allows us to live on it. You know what I mean?
It does nothing but give life, just life.
Exactly.
Life
I mean,
all over you.
There's also cataclysms and all,
course,
all stuff like that. But
that's part of it.
That's the purge. Just like our body has to get sick sometimes to get rid of whatever it is that was in your body that was causing you to feel that way. That's the earth is a body as well.
Yeah.
But what I want to see out of this is definitely more people waking up to their own spirituality as well, and start consuming things that are better for them, let's let go of the stuff that's not serving a purpose for us, because
Yeah,
a lot of that is what's being pushed and what makes money and things like that. But let's start realizing why it is, why those things that are pushed and make money. Let's start realizing what we can push to actually, instead of make money, actually do better for our communities, do
Yeah,
better
yeah.
for ourselves. I want to see all of this right here. Even it's beautiful right now.
That's
I
what
want
I'm
to see
saying,
this
right?
taken care of even more, because the community wants to take care of it and make it look even more beautiful.
Yeah.
I want to see people being more mindful and thoughtful for each other. I'm kind of like giving a whole bunch of general things that I want to see. Just literally,
Nothing
I
wrong
want
with that,
everything to
though.
be better. You know what I mean? I want myself to be better. I want everybody here to think for
Yeah, yeah.
themselves. What else do I want, man? I want a lot of stuff, man.
But I feel like that's the main topic. Like, if we, when shit is going on and I'm like home just thinking of things, and the only thing that I tell myself is, like, the only thing I could do is just be the best version of myself, and trust that someone else will be the best version of their selves. Whether it might be a scientist, whether it might be a news anchor, whether it might be politician, I trust that they should be the best version of their selves. And how do you achieve that is, again, looking within, like internal. It's always internal. Like, just see, like, you should be guided to, like, that direction, as long as your decisions are not selfish. You're actually looking for the what's the word?
The best version of somebody else.
Best version of yourself, but you're looking to do right for the next person. You
Yeah,
get what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, make sure you're not hurting the next person.
You just made me think of, like, there's something that pops up in me every now and then, and it kind of amazes me at times, because I know that not always I was like this. Maybe when I was a kid I wasn't like this, but like, a lot of times when while interacting with people that I may not even know, or even like people that I know, or whatever it may be, I don't even think about them doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, right?
I go into it with, I'm gonna do the right thing. And so ignorant to the fact that they could be doing they could do the wrong thing if they want, but I'm expecting them to do the best thing, and it always pans out that we both do the best thing. You know what I mean?
That's usually how it is and how it should be. Like, we could learn a lot from kids. Like, that kid mentality. Like, that's how you are as a kid. Like, you're so innocent. Like, you're looking forward to, like, meeting new friends and, like, doing just doing new things and all that. And it's like, we kind of, like, as we get older, we not that we forget about it, but I feel like part of it is, like, everything society has for us is kind of like almost planned for you to forget about that. And we're here to let you guys know that it's like, nah, like, you really got to get in tune with that self, that inner child or whatever, that thing that's inside of you. That's the most important thing, because it's like, that's where a lot of your decisions should come from.
I feel like I wanted to add to what I want to see. I feel like I partly mentioned it already, but what I really want to see is a drastic change in the way that people view themselves for the better, because I feel like that could be the thing that actually changes everything else. Because if everybody finally takes that moment to want to do better, and essentially and follow through it and go through the pains and the trials and tribulations, then that's what's gonna get everything else to be better, because that's what's gonna get everybody to do all the other stuff that I mentioned, like take care of this, take care of that, because why not? Like, we want to make everything better.
Yeah, of course, man.
And like you said, it starts with ourselves. So I feel like that might be one of the things. It might be one of the most important things, just for everybody to really take that time to do it.
And it's a process. It doesn't mean like you do it once and that's it, or like you try for like a week, or it doesn't mean that you do it once, you're good at it, and you'll be good. Like, nah, this is something that you got to work on it, like, every day, because like you said, there's days that you just, the shit is not there, like, that energy is not there, but you gotta remember, you gotta go back to that, back to the purpose.
Yo, I love this episode already.
Yeah, hopefully that jackhammer, whatever it is over there, is not making like too much noise.
I feel like we got to a good point now, and I feel like this whole episode has been kind of an advice episode, whether it be for ourselves, for the viewer, or whatever it may be, because we've been really focused on that for this episode. But I'll ask the question nonetheless. Maybe something else pops up. Maybe something completely different pops up. But for the viewer right now watching, what piece of advice would you give them?
Advice. Let me see. I feel like this whole episode was like full of advice.
right.
So just things that we. I don't know, man. I feel like each time we do an episode, we talk about everything, whatever I learned during the week, you know, whatever I noticed with myself, any self-reflections. Like, I feel like we kind of like spoke about it. And it just goes back to that, just being the best version of yourself. And you said something important earlier, which is, I lost it a little bit, but it's that, like, just understanding, like, it starts with you wanting to be the best version of yourself, me wanting to be the best version of she wanting to be the best version of herself. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's all of us. It's not just like a few of us. It's not a group of us. It's not just people that are like creatives. It's not just police officers. It's everybody. Like, everybody, let's just try to be the best version of ourselves in order for us to steer this ship on the right direction, you know.
Fuck with that.
I feel like
love it.
that's what I could say. What about you? What you got?
Mine is share your love. Share your love with others. Don't be selfish with it.
Yeah.
Because you could just keep it to yourself, and what good is that? Like, yeah, you could love yourself, but you're not even loving yourself to the full capacity if you're not sharing it with others. You know what I mean? Because then the love that you give to others is gonna go around. It's gonna come back somehow, and then you're gonna feel that love through something else or whatever it may be. So I would say, continue to share the love, whether it be with somebody that you agree with, that you don't agree with. Somebody
that's a big one. I like that one. Yeah.
Somebody you haven't spoken to in a while, whatever. Maybe like one thing like also that I've been kind of doing is I'll kind of hit up people that I haven't spoken to mad long and just like maybe not even have a conversation, but be like, yo, you want to link up for this or whatever.
Yeah, randomly.
Like literally just like, yo, like what's gonna hurt? Like
I feel like doing that too. Like,
you know
I've thought about that. I'm like, yo, like I should just hit up some of my friends. Like, yo, what you doing? Like, I know some of them, they're kind of like, they're chilling right now for the summer because of work. So it's like, yo, like, just hit any random person up. Like, yo, let's go on a bike ride. Like,
especially if it feels good. So back to that.
Yeah, of course. And
share
it's like,
the love.
And it's like, you know, I the way that I think, I'm like, I feel like I'll invite somebody for a bike ride because it's something that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And it might be something that they'll enjoy that they haven't done in a while. And it's like, yo, like, look, there's this fun activity that you could do that.
I feel that way with basketball too.
Yeah.
I feel that way because I'll be linking up with my boy Brian, Joe, and it's like a moment for us
Shout out
also
Brian,
to get together and do something that's gonna be good for us. While we're playing basketball is war though.
Yeah,
basketball
that's
is
how
war.
it is. That's why it has to be. Yeah.
And you're pushing, and it's war within yourself. You're pushing yourself to your limits, and the other person is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Who's gonna push themselves even to the furthest point to like really, without hurting each other, really just win. And when you're not even getting nothing from it. When your win is you're pushing past whatever limits.
Yeah, it's actually just pushing past the limit.
Yeah.
Besides that, I got a song that dropped, Mi Chocolatina. Yeah, with my boy.
Nice. It came out. That's the guy from Peru, right?
Yeah, from Chile.
From Chile?
Yeah.
Nice,
It
man.
came out today, so if you guys want to stream it, it's
Congrats,
Mi
man.
Chocolatina.
Sheesh.
When does your song come out next?
Let's put it in the
Yeah, I'm gonna put it here on the bottom with my boy, Herman Ghost. Make sure you guys take a listen
out,
if
guys.
you can.
Support the boys.
When does yours come out? Because I know you have one soon.
August 24th. It's coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, so it'll probably
next
be
couple
by the
weeks.
time this episode airs, maybe.
Nah, this is airing this week. This is airing on Sunday.
Oh yeah,
It's Friday right now.
we're a little bit, a little bit behind on
we
the
lit though.
episode.
We getting it done, man. No matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what, we getting it done. I'm gonna see if we could maybe even this week or early next week link with somebody to have a group big talk.
Yeah, for sure. We gotta do one.
We're gonna make it happen. My boy, Big Talk, episode
man.
14.
14.
Loved it. Love you, my
Love
boy.
this one, yo. Love you, bro.
Love you,
this
man.
was one that I was looking forward to for a while. Like, since we got the mobile mic, I told you, I'm like, yo, I want to ride bikes to Inwood and shoot an episode
We
there.
did
So
it.
it was fucking dope that we
Yeah.
did. So pound for that again, bro.
All right,
Yo,
man.
good
Big
one.
Talk. Let's get it. Good shit, man.
Oh my God.